Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
And Moses joins us tonight for our first look at sports, talking hockey as the Lloydminster Bobcats are experiencing something they haven't endured yet this season, a losing streak.
It's just some struggles, you know. Yes, the tides have kind of turned, I guess, on the team. 19-4, that's still not bad. Their 11-game win streak, of course, coming to an end over the weekend after losing back-to-back home games. Our Nicole Stilger caught up with the Bobcats to see how they're dealing with the latest turn of events.
We don't like losing. We especially don't like losing at home. We don't like losing back-to-back.
The Bobcats are dealing with an identity crisis, one that coach Gord Thibodeau says started prior to just last weekend, but hasn't been reflected in the outcome of their games until now.
We kind of got away with it the last 4 or 5 games of that win streak. Weren't playing well, making a lot of mistakes, and we kind of lost our physicality. We were averaging 40 hits a night. We're down to 26. When some of your crushers start thinking they're finesse players, you suddenly have trouble.
But a losing streak is a sentiment that Thibodeau says every team can relate to.
It happens at least 3 or 4 times during the course of the season, and so far we've been good with adversity, but it's like I told the guys, you're not suddenly going to snap out of this. You know what? It's going to take a lot of work.
After having Sunday off, the boys were back to work, hoping to reclaim some of that lost team identity this week.
A lot of us regrouped, really thought about the weekend, and I think we know what we have to do. We got to pick up on our bad habits and if we want to be the best team out there.
A silver lining to the 2 losses is that those persistent errors during their win streak are now highlighted and can be corrected, and the team can go back to playing at the level they know they're capable of.
The last couple weeks, something we just maybe weren't competing as hard, and I think to be honest with you, it just showed us the last weekend that we lost.
The Bobcats are now tied for first with the Spruce Grove Saints. They will face the Calgary Canucks on Friday and visit the Sherwood Park Crusaders on Saturday.
I know Gord's going to push us all practice, and I think that's the best thing for us. And I think you're going to see a different result this coming weekend.
Nicole Stilger, Newcap Sports.
Now, the role of a hockey coach is to make sure his team knows exactly what they need to do on the ice to become successful. For Bobcats coach and GM Gord Thibodeau, teaching the X's and O's to his players is not only his responsibility. Drew Miller sat down with the guy I like to call Mr. Tibbs in this week's Beyond the Boards.
We still have 2, Cooley Region and Spruce Grove. Okay. So keep your eye out for those 2.
Gord Thibodeau's second season with the Bobcats is well underway, but it's his first season of taking on a new role.
It's just one of those things that, you know, if you're going to cook the meal, you want to be the chef. You want to be the guy that's ordering the food or getting the food. So, you know, you don't want to build somebody else's hockey team.
Moving from assistant to head general manager is a big change, but he would not be able to do it alone.
It's a lot of work. I'm fortunate, you know, Gary does a huge part of it for me. We share a lot of the duties, and you can't do it as one person. You need some help.
Being able to scout and bring in players he wants is key to icing a team that is ready to win now.
Right now I'm actually trying to coordinate a trip to BC to do a little bit of scouting. We have a weekend off coming up here in 3 weekends, so that's probably the biggest thing today is just trying to get that trip planned so I can see as many teams as possible. And
winning now is the main priority with the RBC Cup coming to Lloydminster next year.
We're very focused on right now because, let's face it, we have a huge event coming up for our community and for junior hockey, so we want to put the best team on the ice that we can.
As the head GM, Thibodeau has to make some challenging decisions, but he says that's just part of the job.
Well, it's the toughest part. It's trying to make decisions that you know are going to affect kids in a negative manner, and nobody wants to leave this hockey team. It's a difficult job, but at some point you have to keep the emotions out of it, and you have to do what you think is best for this team and this organization in the long run.
Drew Miller, Newcap Sports.